Shalom, Yasha'Allah. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, and the honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this great gospel in sincerity and truth. This is your brother Tazakai from Great Millstone, Indianapolis, coming at you with another lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And it reads an article from the Times of Israel. It reads, Iranian Revolutionary Guards commander reported killed in drone strike. It says Iraqi security forces and local militia sources say Muslim Shadan and 3 others died when their vehicle carrying weapons was hit just inside Syria after crossing from Iraq. A senior commander in Iran's Revolutionary Guard was killed in an apparent drone strike along the Syrian-Iraqi border, according to widely circulated reports in Arabic language media Monday. Iraqi security forces told Saudi-based Al Arabiya News that a drone killed Muslim Shadan, a senior commander in the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, in a targeted strike on his car. So I guess that's supposed to be his name, either Muslim Shadan or just call him a Muslim Shadan. I'm not sure, but I guess Shadan has something related to his name, if not, Muslim Shadan. So it says a senior commander in the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps in a targeted strike on his car. So he was targeted, meaning this was no accidental death. This was an actual hit, what they say, like an assassination. It reads, other sources in Iraqi security services told Lebanese-based Al-Hadath that 3 of his companions perished with him. So not only did this commander die, but also 3 others had died as well. It reads, the reporters did not say who was behind the strike, which reportedly happened early Sunday or late Saturday, but I guarantee you we all can take a great guess, and we would be right. It reads, it was the latest in a rapid escalation in military action over the past few weeks that have seen a top Iranian nuclear scientist assassinated, and unconfirmed reports of airstrikes that have killed pro-Iranian fighters or Iranian troops in Syria. The attacks have all been attributed to Israel. So again, you could have made that guess. 2 Iraqi security officials separately said that Shadan's vehicle was carrying weapons and was hit shortly after it crossed the border from Iraq into Syria, Reuters reported. Israel and the U.S. have accused Iran and its proxies of attempting to smuggle weapons via Iraq to Syria and Lebanon to be used against the Jewish state. So there you have it. You found your culprits right there. It reads, on Sunday, IDF Chief Aviv Kahazi said that Israel would not let up its campaign aimed at keeping Iran-backed fighters from gaining a foothold in Syria. The campaign has included thousands of airstrikes on targets linked to Iran and alleged weapons convoys. So they said that this commander was carrying weapons, so he'd be considered as a weapons convoy. So that's why they hit him with an airstrike, drone strike. So it says, according to reports and accounts from officials speaking anonymously, so I could probably still say that wrong. However, alleged Israeli strikes on the Syria-Iraq border region are more rare. But even still, like they said, if they see, any type of weapon convoys, they're going to hit you. So just because they say rare don't mean this hasn't happened before. So it says, last week Iran warned that it will bring an end to what is called Israel's practice of hit-and-run strikes in Syria. Tehran made the threat following a major Israeli assault in response to what Jerusalem said was a failed Iranian explosive attack on the Golan Heights. So it says, like I said, as you can see, there's a lot of turmoil between the two states, I would say, the state of Israel and, of course, Iran. It's, like I said, they are major enemies over there in what they call the so-called Middle East. And it reads, Shadan's reported assassinations comes days after the killing of prominent Iranian nuclear scientist Mohsen Fakhrizadeh in an ambush on his convoy outside Tehran on Friday. Israel has been widely reported to be the perpetrator of the targeted killing, although Jerusalem has stayed mum on the issue. So they ain't said nothing, they ain't, admit anything, they ain't saying nothing, but as, according to their campaign, shit, who else could it be? So it reads, Fakhrizadeh, or Zadeh, Salakia, I don't know why I kept even trying. Death has put Israel and Jewish institutions around the world on high alert, as Iran has publicly vowed revenge, repeatedly claimed Israel stands behind the assassination. In January, a U.S. drone strike killed senior Revolutionary Guards commander Qassem Soleimani. So it says in Iran responded by firing missiles at U.S. bases in Iraq, that caused dozens of injuries. So I do remember that report that they said they sent them missiles off over there and hit some American troops. Said some of them even died, but they probably ain't gonna put that in here. But it says so this is what's going on over there. So we got a lot of things that's happening over here, and it seems to take some attention from the people away of what's actually going on, outside of Babylon the Great. And ultimately, World War III starts outside of Babylon the Great. It starts over there in the Middle East. What's known as the Valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh's Shabbat, Yahweh's judgment. So, yeah, this right here is, definitely pushing towards, prophecy that will lead to World War III, because we ultimately know that it's going to start, like I said, in that area, what they so-called call the Middle East. And also, those are two major players who pretty much incite the war, the state of Israel and, the Iranians, the Persians. So, just by what you see right here, this constant conflict that's been going on between the two parties. So it says, but like I said, this all is linked back to prophecy, written in the scriptures. And this is Mark chapter 13, verse 7. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. So of course you don't hear, we may go to war, this country may go to war with this country may go to war with that because of this going on here, this going on there. Because there's actual wars going on right now as we speak. You can look it up yourself. It's actual wars. Maybe not a world war, but there's wars going on between nations. And also rumors of wars. This right here would be like a rumor of war. Like I said, they vow revenge. So that revenge could lead to any escalation to where it may be a small skirmish between proxy groups, or it may incite an actual world war between two, major powers, nuclear powers at that. So this is part of your wars and rumors of wars. It says, be ye not troubled, though. So be ye not troubled. So even when we hear these things, we're not to be troubled. We're not to be dismayed, confused, discouraged, anything like that. This is supposed to uplift us, because we ultimately know that this is leading up to the time period where we're going to be redeemed. We're going to be saved from this wicked rulership, that we're in. And it says, so be not troubled, right? For such things must needs be. So this must happen. World War III must happen, which will be following after the, one of the other major prophecies that are the chipping, Revelation 13:16, the mark of the beast. We know World War III comes after that, just lining up what the prophecies say. So we understand that, like I said, such things must be. So those things that must be is these prophecies. These are the things that needs be, so that we can get, we can go home. But it says what? But the end shall not be yet. So even when you start to see these things going on, that's not even the end. These is, as the next verse going to say, verse 8, for a nation shall rise against nation, which we're seeing right now, and kingdom against kingdom, same thing. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places. There's been earthquakes going on everywhere. You can't even keep count of them. They've been having places where they never even experienced earthquake activity before. And it says, even out in the middle of the ocean, just random places. And there shall be famines, Famines been going on, and troubles. A lot of troubles been going on, been going on around the world. A lot of people in calamity and, just going through it, But what the scriptures say, these are the beginnings of sorrow. So when all these things are coming to pass and being heard of, these are just the beginnings of sorrow. Meaning what? There are more sorrows that are ahead. So right here, this is where, we get the understanding that, hey, when we start to see these things come to pass, and they had a high volume as it is now, we understand that this is the beginning of sorrows, because we ultimately know that we are in those latter times, those end days. So, like I say, these are the beginning of sorrow. So, again, when you see these things come to pass and you hear of these things, hey, you gotta, have that faith. Take heed in these things. You gotta watch, and then you gotta also pray. As the scriptures say. As a matter of fact, real quick, let me see, since I quoted it. Right here. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 36. Watch ye therefore. So watch what? Watch these prophecies. Watch these things that's coming to pass. And pray always. Always pray. Always fast whenever you can, that help build up that faith. That you may be accounted worthy, to escape all these things that shall come to pass. So doing these simple things like this and the rest of the works that follow, hey, you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass. Like I say, shall come to pass, meaning what? It's going to happen. No matter if you want it to or not, it's going to happen. And to stand before the Son of Man. So you want to be, like I said, accounted worthy. You want to be crowned in the end, after all these things are to come to pass. So best way to do that is to listen to the teachers who are teaching you. Start with our apostles and elders, a great millstone, and the rest of the like-minded brothers on down. The prophets. You need to listen to them. Because the Lord, like I said, He opened the Spirit up to our elders, our apostles and elders, and through that same Spirit, He has taught us. We are just set here as watchmen, like I said, to watch out for the flock. And Lord willing, we be of those men. We be of that hopeful elect number. But again, like I said, to stand before the Son of Man. So you want to, in that day, you want to at least feel confident that you did the most that you can, so that, hey, maybe big bro may account you as worthy, so you may be saved, in the first resurrection. So I just wanted to hit that point on, like I said, watching and praying, because, hey, we about to go through some things, Jacob's trouble around the corner, such as a time that has not been since there is a nation. Hey, we about to go through it, but just getting back on point, with the lesson, because this again is another World War III update, things that will lead up to it. And this is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe was past. The second woe was talking about World War II. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So yes, even the three major world wars that's going to go on in, the time of existence that we live in there right now, yeah, those are already prophesied and written in the scriptures. So we know, we of the house of faith, we of the hopeful house of David, we understand and know that World War III is coming. It's imminent. There's no stopping it. I said that's pretty much that last, one of those last prophecies that, hey, that has to come to pass, so that, hey, we really get, like I said, we get redeemed by Yahweh and the holy angels. So I'm hoping that this lesson was edifying to the sincere Akim Wakim out there listening. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this great gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom, Yasha Allah, Abai, Babal.